Whereas the Jewish people are native to the land of Israel, whereas throughout history and across the region, or across the reign, sorry, of multiple kingdoms, the Jewish people were persecuted and expelled from the land of Israel, forced to live as minority diaspora communities in other lands which shall remain nameless. Whereas Jewish diaspora communities were historically violently persecuted and in some cases expelled from other countries throughout the Middle East, Europe, Africa, and Asia due to their religion. Whereas the Nazis attempted to annihilate the entire Jewish population of Europe during the Holocaust, murdering 6 million Jews during this time. Whereas this genocide provided new urgency to re-establish a Jewish homeland for the Jewish people following the Holocaust, where they would not be a vulnerable minority, where they could freely practice their faith, and where something like the Holocaust could never happen again. In other words, you're admitting that it could happen again in your countries. Whereas the modern state of Israel was established on May 14th, 1948. Whereas, even after the establishment of the state of Israel, other countries and terrorist entities continued to attack Israel, reject its right to exist, and call for its destruction. And whereas Israel is the only Jewish state, and therefore, despite persistent external threats, the existence of Israel provides Jews a place to live free from persecution and discrimination. Now, therefore, be it that the House of Representatives of the United States of America, number one, reaffirms that the state of Israel's has a right to exist, and it recognizes, number two, that denying Israel's right to exist is a form of anti-Semitism. Number three, rejects calls for Israel's destruction and the elimination of the only Jewish state. And number four, condemns the Hamas-led terrorist attack on Israel. Okay, so this is the Israel right to exist, pro-Zionist, being against Zionism is anti-Semitism. This is the bill or the resolution that was passed by the United States House of Representatives. Okay, you know what this is? This is when a married couple, has grown apart, when their relationship has gotten too toxic to survive, and they both know that it's over. But either they're in denial or one spouse is just scared to admit it. So what do? They renew their vows right before the inevitable divorce. The renewal of the vows only shows that the marriage is already over. And one spouse is basically walking backwards out of the room, saying, "I'll never leave you." That's what this is. The honeymoon was over a long time ago. The relationship stopped being fulfilling a long time ago. And the marriage is just a habit now. But both of them are seeing other people already, you know? So they renew their vows as a kind of denial. That's all this is. It's a gesture to make it look like this toxic marriage isn't dead, but it's just a prelude to divorce and abandonment. Because you don't have to do a resolution like this. You don't have to make a resolution like this if you mean it. Every word in this resolution is a lie, and everyone knows it. And because everyone knows it, you have to reiterate it. Because your crazy spouse is suspicious. Your crazy, narcissistic, sociopathic spouse wants to be assured that you're the only one who still believes the lies. So you say you do while you're waiting for your Uber to arrive outside so you can get out of there. That's all this is. The marriage is over, period. And the vote of the United States against the ceasefire at the United Nations, and the vetoing of the overwhelming support for a ceasefire resolution that was brought by the United Arab Emirates, by the way, that's just the United States further isolating itself. And it's pushing the peace process now the eventual peace process that will take place, that's pushing it out of the United Nations, out of the United States, out of Western institutional power and influence, and it's making it inevitable that the conflict is going to move to the BRICS nations. Resolution and negotiation is going to be under the purview of BRICS. This, again, is actually the United States walking backwards out of the room if you read it properly. Russia, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Iran are all coordinating, and China is in the background the whole time, and will probably move to the forefront relatively soon in terms of kickstarting peace negotiations. The U.S. is out, and the owners and controllers of global financialized capital want them out. And at this point, I think even the Pentagon wants to be out. Israel's a problem that nobody wants. And I think that the result, or at least one result of all of this, is going to be probably a restructuring of the UN, either a dismantling of the rigged Security Council mechanism, the Security Council system, a banning of veto power, or else the complete sidelining of the institution altogether, with some replacement being set up among the global South countries. Because the UN has proven to be completely undemocratic and colonialistic, with the majority of countries in the world being treated as second-class members. Well, that's not going to work moving forward. And BRICS and Global South countries don't have to put up with it anymore, and I don't think they will. So to me, this resolution is pathetic. It's transparent. You only have to say all of this nonsense precisely because no one believes it anymore. And saying it just proves that this is the case. Zionism is ideologia non grata in the modern world, and has no place in the future. And in fact, this resolution just makes that clear. Its days are numbered. Its days are over.